I don't like a lot of the things this guy says, but Jim Cornette says the UFC has been the best pro wrestling promotion in the last 20 some years.
That's why Pride was so good, because Pride had Japanese people that would book matches.
Yeah,
I hate to say it because I love Vanderlei Silva to death, but like almost the majority of his matches in Japan, him and Rampage Jackson, they were booked for them. That's why they were huge, unstoppable juggernauts in Japan, and then they get over here to the United States and they're struggling.
Yeah, Vanderlei Silva, my favorite things about him were the promos that Chael Sonnen would cut on him. It was just fantastic stuff. But
And Chael Sonnen, the whole reason he blew up was why?
Drugs?
No, he started cutting promos.
Oh, right, yeah.
My favorite one was right before he fought Nate Marquardt. He's like, you think you're going to rush into that octagon and you're going to shoot on me and you're going to take me down. I'm going to be you're going to be in my guard. He's like, I'm a Republican. I'm not going to lay on my back with another man between my legs.
What the hell?
2 minutes into the first round, he's on his back with Nate Marquardt between his legs.
Of course he is.
And Joe Rogan was like, I thought this wasn't going to happen.
I thought this was America.
But that's when he started blowing up, once he started cutting promos and being colorful.
I know. Yeah, that's the only reason I ever cared about him. And the thing is, he would make you believe with his mouth that he could do things he clearly couldn't do with his body.
But here's the thing. He went in there saying he could whoop John Jones, and he almost did.
I believed it, and then I remembered, wait a minute, this is Chael Sonnen, and the other guy is, John Jones, so this is not going to happen.
But, like, for the first round of that fight, you're like, oh, my God, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. Like, holy crap, he's going to do it.
And then he got dominated. Yeah. Well, it's just like he was on, I'll say allegedly, but it's been proven. Well, he was on the gas when he took on Anderson Silva. I'll say allegedly because he still argues about it, but he almost beat him, but still lost when he was on the gas. And then the next fight, he wasn't on anything. He was clean, and he got dominated. So that's further evidence that he was probably on the gas.
Yeah.
Either way,
you got to remember the first time Anderson Silva had never fought like a wrestler like him.
Right. Well,
nobody
still
else in the world had done that. And Anderson Silva had fought Nate Marquardt already, I think, and he fought Yushin Okami, like all these good, badass wrestlers.
Well, Chael put out the, he's goofy, man, because he came out with all these excuses afterwards. He was like, "Oh, I thought if you tap out, you lose the round, not the fight." And he's like, "Well, I won that fight because in my neighborhood, if you dominate a man for however many minutes, and then you tap out to a hold at the last minute, you're the winner." I'm like,
Chael is stupid for that first remark. That if you tap out, you lose the round.
Yeah.
All his losses have been by submission. So he's stupid on that one.
He knows what it is.
Because I watched him fail to get the WEC middleweight title from Wagner Fabiano. That's how long I've been watching. And he lost both of those fights by submission.
Yeah, he's goofy.
But, I mean, he's good. We're talking about him, so obviously he's good. But the reason we're talking about him is because he started doing the pro wrestling thing. And if you ever watch his show, that little...
Yeah.
He posts like 5-minute clips. I don't think it's a podcast or a show. I don't know what you would call it, but the Bad Guy Inc.
Yeah.
Like, it's just him sitting and cutting promos. And he talked about Monday Night Raw one time. And like everything he said like hit the truth. He's like, you got all these guys, like all these killers on your roster. He's like, but you got the same 4 guys coming out every week and the crowd is booing them. And they get 20 minutes of TV time. But then you get these guys that the crowd wants to see, the whole reason they're there, and you bring them out for 5 minutes, and then you shoo them away to bring out the other 4.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I always wanted him to go into WWE, but it never worked out, and he's kind of older now, so
he'd be a hell of a manager, though. He was, I think for GFW, he was their color commentator.
Yeah,
and he's just the way he talks, he's made for pro wrestling. But I don't think he's too old because Stephen Bonner is wrestling now.
Wow. Yeah, well, he's doing like blood sport and stuff like that. It's a little different.
Well, he's doing indie wrestling now too. Like I've been seeing him pop up a little more like at indie dates. And
that's funny.
For Halloween, it was last weekend, like on a Saturday night. He did this thing where like he slammed his opponent outside in the ring, and I think it was like no DQ or something, and he was gonna hit him with the chair. He's like, wait a minute. And he signals for all these little kids to run over in their costumes, and they started beating the crap out of this guy.
That's
and then
hilarious.
He shoos the little kids away and hits the guy with the chair.
He's killing the business, man. Jim Cornette's gonna have a coronary.
That's what the business is about, though. Entertaining, dude. Like that's if it makes the crowd pop, like that's all that should matter. That's what wrestling's always been about.
No, according to Jim Cornette, this stuff is killing the business. And he should be boiled in oil and have the fat sold for soap.
So what you're saying is you should stop doing things that are killing things, right?
I guess.
So he should really stop on the cholesterol intake.
Yeah, especially when he talks about he wants to live long enough to be able to piss on Vince Russo's grave. Not going to happen.
They might die at the same time in each other's arms.
And then they like look at each other right before they die, and Jimmy's like, "You complete me," and then they die.
He's like, "I can't live a day without you," and then Vince is like, "Me neither, bro.
Bro,
this is how I always pictured it.
Bro, we're gonna die and be gone forever, bro.
This is such good character development."